Hey everyone, welcome to a very special Nerd Herders discussion. Last night, technically, the new Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice trailer dropped. Pretty exciting, so we're gonna just have a discussion about it.
Yeah, exactly. So they dropped this trailer, long trailer. We've had a trailer for this movie, right? We got a tease for this trailer earlier in the week. Have you watched that yet? You hadn't seen it.
I didn't see that.
So it wasn't anything really that we saw in the trailer. We'll go over what it was in a minute. They dropped a 3-minute trailer for this movie. Pretty crazy long. I mean, even for trailers, it's pretty long.
It's on the long side.
And this is one of the biggest movies of all time, and it's finally starting to feel that way. I think with this new trailer. We've heard reports that it was like, this might be like one of the most expensive movies ever made, and you have two colossal figures of pop culture going at it, plus Wonder Woman.
Plus whoever else
ends up showing up, right? There's rumors that Aquaman is going to show up. That's why they cast Jason Momoa so long ago. And but anyway, all right, so there's a trailer out. Just first of all, what are your initial thoughts on it?
I think it's really good. I'm hesitant to be excited.
Okay.
Because of how good the Man of Steel trailer was.
Yep.
And how let down I was by Man of Steel. I don't care for Man of Steel really at all. That has some moments in it. I like the farm stuff but I don't care for that. So I want to get excited for this. Everything that this trailer had gets me really excited, but then I have to take a step back and go, well, wait a second. I don't want to, jump on that hype train quite yet. But the trailer's really good.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. In everything that you said, I think this trailer is amazing. I love how it's edited, where like it starts off with almost like a scene, which you don't really see in trailers. It's kind of old school in that way, and then just like, I love the opening when Clark Kent meets Bruce Wayne. He's like, he's obviously at some party covering as a reporter. Yeah. And he asks like Bruce Wayne what he thinks of the Bat Vigilante that's in Gotham City, and like that little like smirk that Ben Affleck gives is perfect to lead into it. And then they show a little bit of scenes, and then you get your first real glimpse at Eisenberg as Lex. Yeah. And I've heard some dissenting opinions on this already. Okay. Our one of our co-workers at Over a Beer, Christian, that was his one complaint. He doesn't like how Eisenberg is playing Lex. That's not Lex Luthor to him. Okay. And I've heard other people say that, and that's valid. It isn't Lex Luthor. Like, that is his interpretation looks like no interpretation of Lex we've seen before. We'll talk more about that in a minute. A little bit more. I'm right with you, though. I hate Man of Steel. I get angry when I think about Man of Steel. And that movie had amazing trailers. When the first full trailer for that movie broke out, and we got the one that had like Hans Zimmer's score, his Man of Steel score for the first time, it's not hype. I'm not like over embellishing this. When I watched it for the first time, like I had like a tear come down my face because I was so like moved by that score and the images and the visuals, and just everything was so perfect. And the way that Kevin Costner, like the dialogue that they had, and Russell Crowe's dialogue and his two fathers, and like there's that part, and he's like, when he says like, how do I save everybody? He's like, maybe you don't, or something like, whatever that part in the movie is. And I was just like, oh my god, this is so perfect. And then that movie just makes me angry how much I hate everything about it. So, and it's the same. It's Zack Snyder again. Yeah, he's done some stuff that I love. Every other movie that he's made, I pretty much love. I'm one of the only people in the world, I think, who loves Sucker Punch. Yeah, I don't like Sucker Punch. I literally love Sucker Punch. And I'm a big fan of all of his other movies, varying degrees. But I think maybe the one good thing that we have going for us, before we even talk more about the trailer, is it's not David S. Goyer writing it like he wrote Man of Steel. That movie, everything that I hated about it was at the script level. And now we have Chris Terrio, the Academy Award winning writer of Argo. And Affleck had some input. I'm sure. Alright, so we've seen some stuff. What do you think of Eisenberg?
I think he seems great. I don't have the, connection to Lex Luthor that some people do. I think I've really only probably seen the first and maybe parts of the second original movie,
Okay.
and then I saw Returns. I'm like this interpretation of it. It's very different. If we see the same thing again in the same interpretation, in the same this, I
What's
think
the point?
Yeah, exactly.
That was what was wrong with Superman Returns, and it was an interesting idea for basically what Bryan Singer did, and he was open about it, was he loved the Donner movies,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted to make the sequel. Basically, it was like almost like what we almost got with Blomkamp, where he was going to ignore 3 and 4.
Yeah.
With the Alien movies, Singer basically made what he considered a sequel to Superman 2. I mean, the kid, whatever, we're spoiling some old Superman movies. The kid that exists between Lois and Clark in that movie is supposed to be from a part where they have sex in Superman 2.
Mm.
Like, it is a sequel to that. And, we'd seen that before. It was time to move on. We just got a great Dark Knight trilogy. It's time for some changes.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be the exact same thing. And so, to me, in this movie, it looks like Lex traditionally is he hates Superman because he wants the attention.
Mm-hmm.
He's very smart, very powerful, but this is a guy who in the comics becomes president.
Yeah, I don't
this
see-
this guy who Lex is playing is he looks like a rich, almost like brat with some sort of maybe a slight social disorder or something.
Yeah. But I mean, he does definitely have that, kind of like the smartest man in the room kind of vibe where he
Yeah, definitely.
wants the attention that
Mhm.
a lot of the same qualities, but just
And
a
it
little
looks-
bit different.
And it
take
looks
on
like he really wants to see a fight.
Yeah.
Later on in the trailer, he wants to see these guys fight, and so when the fight doesn't go his way, and this is one of the big reveals of the trailer, he creates Doomsday. That's who
Mhm.
the monster that comes down. That's Doomsday. And in the comics, if you don't want to know what Doomsday has been in the comics for over 20 years now. He first showed up as part of a huge event in Superman comics. And he's never done anything interesting ever. And his origin was he was like a monster that lived underneath the surface of Krypton, and for thousands of years,
Mhm.
the planet that Superman came from. And it looks like in this, Lex makes him somehow using the dead body of General Zod.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That makes sense. I don't care that they're changing Doomsday's origin.
I mean, that makes sense in the universe that, assuming that's what happens, that makes sense.
Because
in
it
the-
looks like he wants a big fight, and it's not going as exciting as he wants, so he adds a layer to it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to make Superman hate Lex Luthor, because this is a guy who, for his own personal enjoyment, is going to create something that could kill thousands of people or
Mm.
destroy the world. And so that's a good way to make Clark Kent against
Yeah.
him. What did you think of Ben Affleck in this trailer
I think he
as Batman?
seems good. He seems fine.
To me, he already feels like he's Batman.
Yeah.
I already accepted. The dude is Batman.
I mean, I
He's
accepted
Batfleck.
it. I accepted it when they announced.
It always seemed like good casting to me.
Mhm.
And we've been mutually part of a few discussions with other people where we defended it.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck. I can't believe we still have to defend Ben Affleck.
He's done so much in the last 10 years that
It's really been
kind of
10 years
forgiven
now. I don't
for.
understand how he's still from the sins of 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Still people have long memories when it comes to some of that stuff.
It's like, oh, he did this. Like, well, yeah, that was 15, 10 years ago. Did all the stuff he's done since then. Whatever. Anyway, yeah, I've always been on board with that. I
Yeah.
mean, I think was always been a very interesting and good choice of casting.
Absolutely. And then the last big reveal in this trailer, we'd already seen a little bit of her in the previous,
Mhm.
but the Wonder Woman reveal
Yeah.
I think is handled really well.
Mm-hmm.
She goes down, she stops a Doomsday attack basically in the trailer, and then Superman asks Batman is she with you? And he's like, I thought she was with you. And then there's that great shot of the three of them.
Yeah.
And she's in the middle, which is great. I love that it's not Batman in the middle. I love
Mhm.
that the imagery is, this strong female
Well,
in
and
the middle of it.
one of the things about that too is all the crap that she got going into this is she can't be one. She
She's too
she
skinny.
looks spot on.
Yeah, great.
I don't know if they could have found a better
Mhm.
Wonder Woman. She looks exactly the part.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a triumphant moment, and I can't wait to see exactly what she does more in the movie. I wonder I wonder how much she'll be in the movie.
Yeah.
If she's just going to show up for that big fight, or if we're going to see more of her early on, I don't know, but it's good. So, again, we're both hesitant still.
Yeah, and one of the concerns I have right now is, are they going to try to do too much? Because so far we have Batman, Superman, Lex, Wonder Woman, Doomsday, possibly Aquaman. There's a scene in the trailer. I don't remember where I heard this. There's a scene in the trailer where like those moth soldiers are coming down.
Right.
Those are from somebody else, I think, right? Isn't that supposed to be from
the teaser that we got earlier in the week?
Okay.
There was a 40-second thing that came out that was like a teaser for this trailer.
Mhm.
And usually when you get that, it's just like a few seconds of the trailer before the trailer comes out.
Yeah.
Like a trailer for the trailer. It was actually like a scene, and it was that scene in the trailer that both trailers that we've seen now, where Superman goes down and there's like the guards and they bow down to him.
Yeah.
And there's a part in this trailer where you see Superman rip off Batman's mask.
Yeah.
He's chained up. So it was that scene. That's all connected. Superman
Well,
goes
yeah,
down.
but I mean the like there's that shot with
I know,
the,
but
okay.
that looks like it's the way that
It's coming
Batman's
from
dressed in that is in the same scene.
Gotcha. Okay.
And potential. Christian has a theory about that scene
Okay.
and why those guys are bowing down to him and why Superman would embrace that, because it's really weird that he's like, because if you watch the scene,
It might be the same theory that I've heard too.
that it's a dream, it's a nightmare of Bruce's. That's
Well, that's possible. That's one theory. I heard there's another theory I heard too, is essentially him being Bizarro Superman.
now that would be crazy. What I heard, and Christian
And this
thinks,
is all speculation.
It's all speculation. What he was saying, again, he's one of our Revere guys. He thinks that the whole thing is a nightmare. It's a nightmare scene that's going to happen, and it's Batman's worst enemies about what Superman could become. Where he would embrace his godlike following, his godlike powers.
Gotcha.
And this is like a nightmare that Batman would have. And it makes sense because if you watch the scene, like the first thing I was like, why is he embracing these like military people that are idolizing him? It doesn't make sense. That would make more sense.
Sure.
But and also it's very quick, and I'd have to like freeze frame the trailer, but when those moth things are flying and he's fighting all those guys, like how does that fit into the story if it's not a dream?
Yeah.
We'll see. But
Is there a villain like Apocalypse or
there's a dark
DC?
seed. Dark side.
Okay.
Yeah. He is apparently, the rumor has been that he's going to be the big villain of the Justice League 2-part movie.
So maybe.
So I think the reason that they went with Doomsday in this, and they had kept Doomsday under wraps for the longest time, and there had been rumors, and they kept denying it. The reason that they went with Doomsday is there has to be a threat at the end, right? These guys are going to come together.
Yeah.
It was always going to happen. They're going to come together, they're going to fight this bigger threat, but it has to be a threat big enough to unite them, but not a threat big enough to overshadow
whatever the
what
threat for
comes in
Justice League is going to be.
So, are you surprised that they already showed us that they're going to be fighting along each other when the movie's called Batman v Superman?
No, I think you had to. Was never any question on my mind that of course they're gonna.
It was always going to lead there.
Because that's how I think
a lot of the general public
crossover versus thing goes. It's always they fight and then they realize there's a common enemy and then they make up and then they fight together. Like there's a Justice League movie coming. There's a Justice League.
The movie was never going to end with one of the two killing each other.
No.
It was always going to end that way. But there are a lot of people who I've talked to, like my dad, for instance. He is a longtime comic fan, but he hasn't read it in a long time. Like old school comics. And like, I was talking about the Civil War trailer, and he's like, they shouldn't be fighting each other. They're supposed to be on the same team. And I'm sure he thinks the same thing about this movie. And I'd just be like, man, they're just gonna fight each other for half the movie, and then they're gonna get back together, and they're gonna fight something else. It's like, and I think a lot of the public though thinks that way. They probably think this movie is literally just these two guys fighting each other, and I think that they didn't want maybe, and that kind of would turn people away. It also turns people away because people love Batman,
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's everybody knows that Superman would win that fight.
Maybe.
There are other ways, but
Maybe there's ways. He's got that mech suit, and he's got the...
Part of the reason that you always believe that Batman could win is he's so smart he would know how to use the kryptonite the right way to overpower him. But they didn't even set up kryptonite in Man of Steel.
It's true.
Which makes it difficult to introduce it in this one. But
I mean, they may, you know, if Origin of Doomsday, you said, is from the depths of Krypton, and they bring that in with Zod, and somehow there's always... But I'm glad they aren't doing that, because I always feel like that's the way... Oh, Kryptonite, okay, it's not. Like, they're taking a different direction, which I appreciate.
So, you feel a lot better about this. Just after the first trailer, you were kind of like, still...
I was really hesitant after the first trailer. I was like, okay, like, it looks good, but I'm not excited yet.
It didn't look ambitious enough, and I think partly the second trailer had to be bigger.
Yeah.
Like, you have to get people more excited. But I think that it also, in a lot of ways, is a response to... They knew probably that Marvel was releasing their big trailer, and they wanted a response to it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a damn good response.
And this movie is now only a few months away. It comes out in March.
That early, wow.
Yeah. I think it's like end of March, but... You know, it's not that far away.
I'm excited. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Team Batman or Team Superman?
Oh, Team Batman.
Team Batman forever.
Team Batman.
Definitely. Sorry, Soups.
I'll say Team Wonder Woman over Team Superman. If we want to get that far, but Team Batman. Team Batman all the way.
Yeah, so... Anything else on this?
I think that's all I've got.
Alright, cool.
Do you have any final thoughts?
No, I'm excited though.
Yeah.
I'm a lot more excited now.
Yeah, I remember
I just hope it doesn't disappoint.
We talked off screen and you came to me and were like, "Did you see it?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's good." I'm like, "It's good." He's like, "All right, I'm gonna watch it." And yeah,
it's good. I mean, but I was definitely, you know, the first trailer came out. I'll say this: the first trailer came out, and then I was kind of like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah,
it's got a cool few moments, and then the Suicide Squad trailer came out, and I was like, "Fuck, Batman v Superman." Suicide Squad is the DC movie to look forward to next year, and now I'm riding this hype of this trailer to where I feel like this is the A movie of DC next year again.
I really hope it doesn't have the same pattern that Man of Steel had, where it doesn't live up to it, because if it lives up to what it could be a really great movie. It has so much potential. Yeah. That
I would love DC to nail it with this movie and lead us into the future of all these movies we're going to be getting, you know, with Wonder Woman in a year, and then Justice League and all of that. I would love them to have nailed this, because as exciting as the Marvel movies are for me, and seeing them all together in the Avengers, I have always been more of a DC kid.
Okay.
And those characters mean more to me, so if seeing them at a level where they should be would be so exciting. Yeah. But we'll see.
Yeah, we will.
So,
what did you guys think? Did you guys like the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice? I still hate that name. As much as I like this trailer, I still hate that name.
Yeah, I think I'm only just going to call it maybe just BVS.
BVS. Yeah. So yeah, what did you guys think of it? Did you like it? Are you excited for it? Are there some things we missed in our analysis? Some little things, if you analyzed it frame by frame, some stuff to tell us. If you do, you can comment on this video. You can tweet at us. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm Matt Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official. You can email us at overbeerofficial@gmail.com. We're also on Facebook at facebook.com/overbeer. And again, if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel. I think that's going to do it for our discussion today. We will see you guys next time.